Hello, welcome back to the Woman on Fire show. Today, thank you so much for joining us. And today I have with me a longtime friend, college friend, sister, just all of the above, the real Latressa Crawford. And I am so glad to have her. And of course, we're talking about building relationships and with the community, with self, with God, with just building healthy relationships. And today, thank you so much for coming on today, Latressa. How are you?
I'm well, and thank you for having me. It's such an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
I always call her my China doll because her eyes, you guys, you can't see them. She just smiles all the time, but she has a beautiful smile and a beautiful spirit, and I'm just so glad that God reconnected us after all these years. We both are educators, and she is originally from South Carolina. I always get them mixed up, North Carolina and South Carolina.
Well, I lived in both part of my childhood, so I say I'm from the Carolinas.
The Carolinas.
So my childhood is split between the two, so I say I'm from the Carolinas.
She is very talented, and I love her because she's a go-getter. You're a go-getter. So tell us, who is Latressa? And I always say Latressa because she will correct you. You know, I used to say Latressa. She's like, no, it's Latressa. So tell us, who is Latressa?
Yes, I have to say Latressa. I heard it enough with my mother, Latressa. So Latressa Crawford is a mother. She's an educator. She's an author. She's a speaker. And most importantly, she's a child of God.
Yes.
Still striving to be a kingdom builder.
Yes.
So that is Latressa Crawford.
Now, you do a lot in your ministry and whatnot, but like you said, you're an author. Tell us about the book. Tell us, what is the name of your book?
The name of my book is Finding Joy in Everyday Life. And it's all about some of the eventful moments in my life. I know many people ask for, what's that one defining moment? For me, it hasn't been just one defining moment. I have been, and I'll say blessed, with many defining moments, because I still say they're blessings. And that's what my book is all about, teaching you to find the blessings in what people may consider mishaps, let's say, the bad things that have taken place, the trials or the tribulations. What is it? What joy comes from that? And many times it's hard to see the joy or find the joy when you're in that situation, when you're in the middle of a storm. It's hard to see the good in it.
Right.
So
what led you to writing this book? You said that it's for and I do read it, and I think I shared it with you when you first when you released it. It's in my books and my the books to read for 2018, and I have it. But what led you to write it? What was that event that just say, all right, I got to write about this?
If you want to know the truth.
Yes, we want to know the truth.
You sure you want to know the truth?
Yes, we want to know the truth. Ain't nothing sugarcoating.
The truth is, it was nothing but God, because I seriously found myself sitting at the computer, and I was just writing, and then I was just writing some more, and then another day I began writing more, and when I went back and began to read, then I said, these events could actually help somebody else, because during that time I was feeling like I was the only person that this was happening to.
Wow.
Nobody else was having this type of trial. Nobody else was having this tribulation. This is out of the ordinary. Nobody but me, because as you know, everything, I have an eventful life. When my friends get with me and we get together, God just places these events. The unimaginable right in front of us, and we call them adventures. And so even when my friends get in the car now, it's like, they buckle up and they say, what adventure is going to happen today? And I was like,
a Thelma and a Louise moment.
Without the ending.
Got to make that clear.
Without their ending. So I was just feeling as though it was only me. And I wanted someone else to know that it's not just you. I felt like nobody was as broke as me.
Really?
Nobody was as lonely as me. I'm
Okay.
single.
Okay.
Nobody is another statistic. I'm a single parent.
Okay.
I'm just a statistic.
Okay.
Nobody else. And so I wanted them to know that you're not alone in this.
Wow.
Someone else has been through this. And I want you to know there is joy in it all. Wow. And so someone has said, who bought my book or who read my book, they was like, it's a workbook. And I was like,
Right.
a workbook? I never pictured or imagined or thought of it as a workbook, but when I went back, I was like, you know what, it is kind of a workbook.
Right.
Because it has a section there for you to reflect for your own life. So my experiences in there are part of a guide, but then I want you also to reflect on it. So the book is a tool of sorts to get you to awaken your subconscious into learning to find the joy in everyday life, in every situation, whatever comes along. There's joy in it. I have a flat tire. Oh, Lord, whoa, am I here by myself? But let me see, what's the joy in this? You never know. Someone may come up, and that's a connection that you make for a lifetime.
That's interesting. So you're saying that everything that we do, we're going to have those trials and tribulations.
Most definitely.
We're going to have them. But instead of us griping and moaning and groaning, basically complaining, let's find the joy out of it.
After you do that.
After
because I think that's just human nature.
Right.
That's the human nature of us. And sometimes that's a release. Now, whereas unhealthy is that you hold on to the griping, you hold on to the complaining. You gripe, you complain, Lord, help. And then asking God, help me to release this gripe. I don't want to do it anymore. Now let me find the joy. What is the lesson that you have for me here? What is it that I need to learn to grow towards you or to help grow someone else?
Okay, I understand. And that makes perfect sense, especially being as Christian women, because if we're supposed to show the world, hey, our God is bigger, our God is stronger. So if we're going to be like everybody else and, like you say, complain and stay in it, I know I have a few friends that always say, it's okay to feel how you feel, but don't stay there. So it's like finding that joy in that situation right then and there. And it may not happen right then, but like you said, once you make that connection, it's like, oh, okay, so that flat tire, I connected with the tire person that came through, and okay, gotcha.
Right.
Wow.
So it's a blessing somewhere. So those are all the experiences that I have, and each one is different.
Okay.
That's what I am wanting you to do. That's what the basis of it is for you to find the joy in whatever it is. And you think it's only your situation. No, I have some broke moments in there as well. And even the situation, one of the things I have in the book, one of the segments is being truthful as Christians. And we say everything is rosy when you become a Christian. No, it's not. That's a lie. You know, everything is grand.
God is good as God.
No, he already said there will be trials and tribulations, but there is victory in the end as well. So
say that again. There is victory
in the end. So
wow.
But yes, so that you're going to have them. That's just, you're of the world, you're going to have them.
Right.
You're human, you're going to be angry, you're going to be happy, you're going to be sad, you're going to experience all of those emotions. God gave us those emotions. Jesus Christ showed those emotions. He came here to manifest himself as being human so that we could relate. I know what you're going through. I understand. I did those. I got angry. I flipped over the table. You know?
And the first time I read about that, I said, oh, Jesus did that.
He did.
Like he went gangster on the people.
He made himself all God, but yet human at the same time. You know? So he did that so that we would be able to relate to his word as well. So
why do you think we stress so, or I guess pressure ourselves to be Christ-like, or feel like we won't get angry or we won't experience these emotions or whatnot? Why do you think we as Christians, especially Christian women, we feel like, okay, I'm in the Word now, nothing can bother me. But we go home, we experience these things out in the public, but we go home and we're broken, we're sad, and we're still angry and holding on to this. Why is that?
I guess it's because God is perfect. Jesus was perfect, and we strive for that, to be perfect.
Right.
But I think we need to understand we're not all God like Jesus and Christ, but we are to strive to continuously be, and we still have that sinful nature. And then another thing I think is, we as women, we always go hard.
Yeah, and we do.
As women, we always, go hard. We go hard in love. We go hard for our children.
Yeah.
We go hard at work. I think that's part of our nature, just to go hard. And I think that is another thing, a contributor to that as well.
Wow. Finding Joy in Everyday Life by the real Latressa Crawford. How important, when you said you were writing this book at your computer just one day, was it hard for you to write it? Was it, tell us the process, the steps that you went through.
It was not hard to write it. As I said, I just found myself, I was down, feeling alone. Nobody else had these experiences. I was even feeling ashamed in some of the experiences that had taken place. Didn't want to share, didn't want to tell anyone. Holding on to all of that in the inside. And that, I think, that was part of a release for me as well. Because as I stated, I just found myself at the computer writing, and I've always been a writer. Mostly poetry is what I like to write. But I just found myself writing, and then it began to be, ooh, I could breathe. Ooh, this shoulder seemed to relax, and ooh, this shoulder relax, and then, okay.
Right.
So,
if you would share with us one of those events, one of those trials, or you said you were ashamed at one point in life, or share with us.
One incident with my car. So I felt as though I have these degrees. I have this degree. I'm a college graduate, and I should have this in the bank. It should be like this. My life plan was A, B, C, D laid out in my head. But my life plan was M, Z, A, Q, B, F,
all
G.
over.
And I was like, I don't understand how these dots connect. It shouldn't be like this. And so I had a car accident, didn't have the full coverage because I couldn't afford the full coverage. And ended up, the policeman was siding with the other person, and the person really came over to hit me, but I felt like they were louder and more boisterous, and I was like, oh my God. So that was one of the times that I felt ashamed. Didn't have enough money to pay for full coverage. Didn't have money to have my car fixed. Didn't want anybody to know that I didn't have the money, because everybody's like, well, you're in a wreck, you have full coverage.
You're like, in the real world.
I was like, I squint and smile, and just kept it moving. So that was another moment where I was ashamed because I didn't have what I perceived I should have at this stage in my life. And not realizing there were some other people who didn't either.
A lot of folks. And I think that's the misconception that we have, especially in the Christian community. And again, that's something that we're learning. And I know for myself, as I get older, it's like, hey, just because I'm a Christian woman and I have these things that the world think I should have, at the end of it all, like you said, God, we have victory. Like He takes care of us. And then when you sit back, you be like, you know what, it wasn't that bad. You brought me through. It wasn't that bad. But at that moment that is happening, you're thinking what people are thinking, because we really do think about what others are going to think about us, and not really thinking, okay, Lord, you got me. You know what happened. I need you to work this. Wow, that shame.
And He worked it out in the end for me. I got I had the ticket because they sided. I was like, oh, Lord. But some of the little miracle things that came about was that I never received a police report. Police report was never filed initially.
Okay.
The officer quit just like that.
Wow.
Didn't file the report. And so I ended up getting another car
Okay.
because I could barely afford the first new
Right.
car. But I got a new car that was an upgrade, and I wasn't paying any more
See.
than what I was paying from before. And it was a total upgrade with the warranty as well as the package deal,
And
everything.
full coverage.
And full coverage.
Right. Wow.
Full coverage. So that's one of my testimonies in there that I have.
Right.
So.
Wow, that's beautiful. And again, a lot of women do feel like they're alone in going through these trials and tribulations, because when you're sitting there and you're just like, okay, Lord, I know I'm the only one that, the clouds are hanging low over, I'm crying, but I got to pick my face up. I got to step out into the world for everybody to see. How am I going to make it? And I can honestly say reading your book is helping me as I continue to strive to be a better person, a better woman, a better Christian. It's helping me to, say, hey, I'm not alone and it's okay. And I need to find that joy in everything, like every day. And that's what I strive to do. Every day I wake up, I'm like, something good is going to happen, because you have to speak those things. You have to speak those things. What is it that you do during the day to prepare for your day? Because I know you're an early bird. Y'all, she's an early bird. I don't know if it's because of the Carolinas or if it's upbringing, but she will text. I'm like, it's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm still just trying to turn over. How do you prepare your day? And that lets me know that you do honor your day with God and you do prepare, which is good. My mom was an early bird. Oh, Lord. I just hadn't gotten there yet.
Yes, I am an early bird, and I tell you what, sometimes it's half and half. Sometimes it's God's like, get up, get up, and He'll speak to me into. I'm an intercessor, so I wake up 3:30, and I begin to pray. And so even if I'm tired, He's like, wake up, I have somebody for you. And so He'll lay someone on my heart, or it could be a situation on my heart, not knowing exactly at that time specifically who it is. But if it's something with the healing, He'll speak specifically on what the incident is. And so I will go from there. But that is how I prepare for my day. I start my day with prayer. And I say to myself, I even have to, and I think it's important, and I'm learning how important it is to saturate your spirit with positive thinking, in that you are victorious. That you are the victor. No matter what happened, that battle may not look like you won it, or you didn't win that battle. It doesn't matter. The war in the end is that you are victorious. You are the victor, because that's what He died for. He brought the keys. He got the keys. He didn't have it for you to feel like, oh, I'm a failure. He got those keys so that you could be victorious. Excuse me.
Wow.
So I start each day with my prayer, and then I saturate my spirit. Today, I am victorious. I am the head and not the tail. And sometimes I have to say that throughout the day. And I say that not necessarily for myself, and to let the enemy know, hey, okay, you trying it, but guess what? I'm still the head and not the tail. You throwing your best shot, okay, I may feel a little down, but let me tell you, in the end, I'm still the head and not the tail. So I
That's good. That's a blessing. You inspire. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna get up at 3:30 in the morning, because me and Jesus we struggle a little bit. I think He'll wake, but He'll wake you up in those moments, those nights. And my aunt, my great aunt, which you all know I speak about in my book, she's one of those people that gets up, and she used to tell me, she said, if God wakes you up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, He wants your time. And I said, no, Auntie, I just had to go to the bathroom. She said, no, He wakes you up. And I have found that to be true. So now it's something about that 3 o'clock hour that if I find myself waking up, I'm mature enough now in the spirit to say, okay, Lord, it's something that you want me to listen for, it's something that you want me to do, or you just want me to pray. And now I understand that, but I haven't gotten there where you are. I'm just going to be truthful. Me and Jesus already know. I need my sleep. I need my rest. I pray with y'all throughout the day now. But at 3 o'clock, but I mean, that is a blessing because again, those gifts that he gives to each one of us are different. And I used to be like, oh, how come I can't pray like my friends do? But that is a gift. And I'm so glad that God has given it to you because you are anointed and you're very powerful. And I really thank God for our friendship and our connection because again, it's like, you know, it's God places those people that you need in your life. He knows I need an intercessor in the prayer because I can't do it. So again, we're sitting here with the real Latressa Crawford, finding joy in everyday life. She is an author, a speaker, an educator, awesome educator. How long have you been an educator?
I've been in education 21 years. Ooh. Look, I started counting up my retirement.
So what are the plans for after, or do you see yourself staying in education the rest of your life, or what is it that you really want to do or you see yourself doing?
I will be an educator of some form because I do recognize that my gift is teaching. Mm-hmm. Now, whether my gift was going to be in the classroom setting of a public school or outside, but I will be an educator. Right. I will be educating either in regards to the word, educating to encourage, or maybe sometimes going back to the classroom. I do love my little ones.
Your little ones.
I do love my little ones. They're challenging.
Yes, they are.
But
yes,
I still love
Now, how, as an educator, I know we have to separate the, state from God and all of that. But I have a feeling that your anointed spirit is hovering in your classroom. And how important is that? I know, and this is something I struggle with as an educator over time and something, but God has always said, you continue to be who I made you to be, but how important is for your spirit to be right for your children? And I know this is off, y'all, I told you we was talking, and she gonna get me afterwards because the question was not on this card.
Right, but I'm like, meet me at 3 o'clock.
But I'm telling y'all, this lady is powerful. She's anointed. She inspires me. But because I do watch you and I know you talk of God, and you speak victory. How do you speak victory even in those times in education? Because we're going through some things. And I want to speak on that on our next segment. How do you find that joy even on your job, So how do you do that?
Sometimes it can be difficult. Mm-hmm. But you're right. I do incorporate some of that in there for me. Yeah. And I try to be respectful of those in my classroom who do have other beliefs. But I still, speaking in my classroom when they're not, I hate to say the word conforming, but when they're going astray, then I have to still let them know. And I say out loud, you all need to remember, I am and they'll finish my sentence, the head, and I say, I am not the what? Tail. I say, that's right. So with me being the head, so I redirect them to know that I am in charge, but I incorporate a little bit of my scripture in that. In the morning time to just calm, I play different types of music, but I play my gospel jazz. Okay. So, music is universal. Yeah. So it has no words. Yeah. But I found that most of them know. Yeah. They do. They know some of it. So they hum and work. And I don't have a problem with you humming and still working. So with some of those things. And then I still use positive affirmations in my classroom as well in regards to you are victorious. You are this. And I put up affirmations on the board for them as well. And I let them know I still love you, no matter what, even though you have to take this punishment. I still love you, just as God does. You have to take his, punishment, that redirect. But he still loves us, and he does it because he loves us. And I let them know I'm doing this because I love you.
Wow.
So
that's powerful. That really is. And again, I know it's a, taboo. You can't do this, can't do that as an educator, but we're going to talk about more about that because again, that's building that healthy community, that relationship that we forget to incorporate. So again, I thank you so much. How can we reach Latressa? How can we get in touch with you?
You can reach Latressa A. Crawford in a number of ways. One, connect with me on my website, which is www.thereallatressa, and that's LATRESSA.me, M-E, not .com, not .org, .me, and that comes from my Elohim, my God, my all in all.
Wow.
So, everything I do, I try to dedicate back to God, including my son, Christian, Mr. Christian, who is he's part of my second book, Christian Chronicles.
Yes, I cannot wait for that. Literally, I think y'all gonna need a video, like, what is it, the vlog with him? His son
know if I could.
Is hilarious. Y'all have to follow. I cannot wait for that. Is that in the making?
A blog with Mr. Christian. And I want you all to know, I did not give him the name Mr. Christian, so that lets you know his character. His kindergarten teachers began to call him Mr. Christian. And so it has just stuck throughout the years where his teachers are like, oh, Mr. Christian. So
he is hilarious. A freshman at Hampton?
He is a freshman at Hampton University. Yes.
HBCU.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I am proud.
I know you are.
I am proud.
I know.
Thank God for my little 3-pounder. I didn't know he was going to be such a firecracker. I tell you what.
Hey, finding that joy.
That
joy.
He keeps me finding He keeps me finding it.
Well, we thank you again so much, Latressa. I really do. And thank you all so much again for joining us today on Woman on Fire show. And we invite you to come back every week and just stay connected with us, stay connected with Latressa, and stay connected with me, Trinette L. Collier, on all social media. Woman on Fire show, again, building, connecting those communities with building on healthy relationships. That's what I'm all about, just building. We have to continue to build. And we thank you. And every day that you have an opportunity to wake up, be thankful, and just live, laugh, and love. So until next time, we will see you later, and love you all. Bye.